Hello and welcome to this edition of Eagle's Eye on AETV 20. I'm your host, Emma Ramsey, and right now I'm joined by Elizabeth Minut, the Vice President of Ashland University's dance company. Elizabeth, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate being here.
Yeah, absolutely. So to start off, can you give me a bit of background about when you first started dance and began to pursue that passion?
Yeah, I was about 2 or 3, and actually my dad signed me up for dance classes way back when, 18 years ago, and ever since then, I've pretty much been dancing my whole life. I tried other things, like softball, not very good, but dance is just always something that has been a part of me and something that has like made me and my dad closer, and just my family in general. So it's just something that I love and makes me very happy.
Absolutely. And I understand they've competed in quite a few dance competitions. Could you tell me a little bit about what that was like, and then how did you go about preparing for that?
Yeah, I did, oh my gosh, I don't even know how many dance competitions over the years at my dance studio. I was there 15 years and then kept pursuing dance here to get to the 18 years. But yeah, we went to dance competitions like everywhere, down in Columbus, Toledo, Pittsburgh. Still kind of local, but still very far away. I remember those very long car rides. But definitely preparing was very long days in the studio. We would have like extra practices like the week before on like an actual stage. It was really nerve-wracking, especially like your first one. You have no idea what you're going into. You don't know how many people are going to be there, how many studios, what you're like competing against. So it's nerve-wracking, but once you get on stage, it's just like everything's forgotten and you're just like with your friends dancing, you know, just like you would in like the dance studio. So I love competitions though. You meet some of like your best friends. Like I have friends all the way out in like California and all over the states that I've like met. So it's really awesome, and we all kind of share the same passion.
That's really awesome. And then throughout your dance career, what has been the biggest challenge for you, and then how did you kind of overcome that?
Definitely my biggest challenge is believing in myself. I'm not like the best dancer out there, but it was definitely hard, like when you would get critiques and stuff and you're like, oh, I'm not, you know, being the best that I can be. So that was always really hard for me because I always wanted to put like my best foot forward with something that I'm really passionate about. So just believing in myself a little bit more and like knowing that I'm doing the best that I can, you know, was something that I always like was telling myself, but it was like really hard sometimes. But definitely having my friends by my side and like being like, stop, like what are you doing? Like, you know, you have the routine down, you know, you have this move. It just might take some extra practice. So just definitely having my friends by my side to like uplift you definitely is great, and definitely just like telling yourself you know what you're doing. You just have to take time, settle down. Maybe sometimes you're getting ahead of the music or whatever, but you know, just it's something that you love, and you shouldn't be down on yourself about it if you're passionate about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I know that you're currently an education major, so how has dance kind of influenced your future career goals as being like an early childhood teacher?
Well, I had full intentions of going into nursing. Thank God I didn't. But I actually taught at my studio from pretty much 2 or 3-year-olds all the way up to 6th grade. So anywhere in between there, I could have a couple classes a week, or I would just help out with like a ballet class because that was definitely my strong suit. And actually my teacher who was helping me out was like, I think you should go into education. And just from then on, it was always in the back of my head. And you know, just teaching them and then taking that into the classroom, like already knowing how to talk to students, how to deal with younger students. It like clicked in my head, like this is what I should be doing. So definitely, and every time I walk into my preschool classroom now, it's just like a big smile on my face. It's like my highlight of my week, so.
Yeah, absolutely. And then kind of going back to the competitions, what has kind of been like the craziest experience for you at a competition?
Well, my tap shoe did fly off one time, so that was really interesting. You know, trying to tap with one shoe doesn't really work. But the dance moms people, I don't know what to call them, were actually at a few of the competitions that we were at. So it was always very crazy when they were there. Like you couldn't talk to them. They had like bodyguards. It was very different. It was a very different atmosphere when they were there. So it was a little crazy. You would always know when they were there because people would always be like surrounding the competitions and trying to get in and everything. So that was definitely crazy. And then definitely losing my shoe was a little bit difficult, especially like the first minute into the routine and you're just like, oh, darn it. So.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me, Elizabeth, today. I really appreciated you sitting down with me.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for letting me talk about my dance career and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. This has been another edition of The Eagle's Eye on AUTV 20. Be sure to follow us across all social media at AUTV 20. I'm Emma Ramsey. Thanks for watching.